President William Ruto has messed this country in international eye. He's doing all the wrong things. We have a policy of non-interference with the affairs of other countries. We cannot allow rebels who have been slapped with international sanctions because of the genocide to meet in government facilities in Nairobi. You have heard Sudan now is threatening to stop our tea going to Sudan. And what is happening is that the president has put his personal and commercial interests ahead of the country's interests. That's the problem that they have. They are doing business with the RSF chief of gold that is being gotten from that area, brought to Nairobi and taken to Dubai.
The Kenyan political scene was rocked on the evening of February 24, 2025. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua appeared on KTN News, sending shockwaves across the nation. In a candid interview, he levied explosive accusations against his former boss, President William Ruto. Gachagua, known for his outspoken nature, did not mince words. He accused President Ruto of engaging in illicit gold smuggling operations, claiming direct links to the Rapid Support Forces in Sudan. This interview became the talk of the nation, raising serious questions about the president's dealings and their implications for Kenya. The interview quickly went viral, with clips circulating widely on social media. Kenyans from all walks of life tuned in, captivated by the unfolding drama. Gachagua's accusations struck at the heart of the presidency, leaving many to wonder about the veracity of the claims and their potential consequences. The nation held its breath, bracing itself for what promised to be an intense political storm. At the heart of Gachagua's accusations lies a tale of international intrigue involving gold smuggling. The former deputy president alleges that President Ruto is complicit in a scheme to smuggle gold out of South Sudan.
And you can substantiate
Yes, I can. I have one time. And, diplomatically, the president cannot invite Hamed here because he was vice president. And he asked me to invite him on his behalf. And he called me and said, sign this letter, invite Hamed here because I want to have a discussion.
When was this?
Sometime 2023.
Okay.
And I did invite Hamed and welcomed him and delivered him to the president. There was nothing about Kenya. They were just discussing business, about gold, about such other things.
You were in that meeting?
No, I introduced him and then I was told to leave because it had nothing to do with Kenya.
How do you know this then?
No, I'm saying if it had anything to do with Kenya, I would have sat through the meeting.
According to Gachagua, the illicit operation involves transporting gold from South Sudan to Nairobi. From there, the gold is allegedly flown out of the country to Dubai, where it is presumably sold for a hefty profit. This accusation, if proven true, paints a picture of high-level corruption within the Kenyan government, reaching the highest office in the land. Gachagua claims that this intricate operation is facilitated by none other than Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo, better known as Hemedti. Hemedti is a powerful figure, serving as the leader of the RSF and a former vice president of Sudan. The RSF, a paramilitary force accused of human rights abuses, has been a major player in the ongoing Sudanese conflict. Gachagua's allegations suggest a direct link between the Kenyan presidency and a controversial armed group, raising serious concerns about the country's foreign policy and potential involvement in regional conflicts. Beyond the shocking allegations of gold smuggling, Gachagua's interview hinted at a deeper issue: the potential prioritization of personal business interests over national diplomacy and security. He claimed President Ruto's dealings with Hemedti extended beyond mere introductions, suggesting a pattern of prioritizing personal gain over Kenya's national agenda. This raised concerns about the president's judgment and his commitment to upholding the country's interests on the international stage. Gachagua recounted an incident where he was allegedly asked to arrange a meeting between Ruto and Hemedti. However, Gachagua claimed that once the introductions were made, he was swiftly sidelined. This, he suggested, pointed towards the meeting's true nature, implying it was more about personal business dealings than official Kenyan diplomacy. This claim, if true, casts a shadow on the transparency and accountability of the Ruto administration.
But I'm the one who, after they were through, I'm the one who took him to the airport and I inquired and they are doing business. So it is putting Kenya in very bad light. Very, very bad light. And President William Ruto must accept that he will not be president forever. He cannot destroy this country and the way we are perceived by other nations. He must be a nationalist. He must rise above personal and commercial interests and put the country first.
Adding fuel to the fire, Gachagua's accusations coincided with a controversial meeting held by the RSF in Nairobi just days earlier, on February 18, 2025. The meeting, which took place at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, drew sharp criticism and raised eyebrows across the region. The RSF, widely seen as a rogue force with a questionable human rights record, chose Nairobi as the venue for what was perceived as a strategic gathering. The meeting's objective, according to reports, was to bolster the RSF's standing in the ongoing Sudanese conflict. The RSF aimed to achieve this by forging alliances with influential political figures and armed groups, potentially expanding their influence beyond Sudan's borders. The choice of Nairobi, a regional hub for diplomacy and peace talks, as the venue for this meeting raised questions about Kenya's awareness of the event and its potential implications for regional stability. Section 5. Khartoum Roars, Diplomatic Fallout. The RSF's meeting in Nairobi did not go unnoticed by the Sudanese government. The Sudanese junta, led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, reacted with fury, condemning Kenya for hosting the RSF. They labeled the meeting as an act of hostility and a blatant disregard for Sudan's sovereignty. The Sudanese government viewed the meeting as a direct affront, accusing Kenya of providing a platform for a group they consider a threat to their national security. This incident ignited a diplomatic row between the two countries, jeopardizing the historically cordial relations they once enjoyed.
That group has been flagged by the international community, and sanctions have been slapped against them for genocide and killing of children. But again, thinking about it, there's a saying that birds of the same feather flock together. They are killing children in Sudan, we are killing children here. So again, there's convergence. I think birds of the same feather flock together. But we are looking very bad. DRC, we have handled it very badly. And in fact, I am told many African presidents are unwilling to get involved in peace initiatives led by President William Ruto because he is conflicted in terms of personal and commercial interests that he has put above national interests.
Nairobi's response: damage control. In the wake of Gachagua's accusations and the diplomatic fallout with Sudan, the Kenyan government went into damage control mode. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a statement expressing deep regret over the RSF's meeting in Nairobi. The statement acknowledged that the meeting went against international law and the principles of the African Union. However, Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi defended the government's position, stating that the event was non-partisan. He insisted that Kenya played no part in organizing the meeting and emphasized the country's long-standing role as a neutral mediator in regional conflicts. National interest at stake. As the controversy raged on, Gachagua issued a stark warning about the potential damage to Kenya's diplomatic relations. He cautioned that President Ruto's alleged dealings with the RSF and the subsequent diplomatic fallout with Sudan could have far-reaching consequences for the country. Gachagua's warning highlighted the potential for Kenya to be perceived as taking sides in a complex regional conflict. He argued that such a perception could damage the country's reputation as a neutral broker and harm its relationships with other nations. His concerns resonated with some who feared the potential isolation of Kenya on the international stage. Section 8. The weight of allegations. It is crucial to emphasize that the accusations leveled against President Ruto by Gachagua remain just that, allegations. As of yet, no concrete evidence has been presented to substantiate these claims. The Kenyan public and the international community await further developments, including potential investigations and the presentation of tangible proof. The gravity of the accusations, however, cannot be overstated. They strike at the core of good governance, raising serious questions about transparency, accountability, and the rule of law.